with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are starting our Advent calendar series. So every day in December we are going to make a small Christmas project. Today is the first day and we are starting with a fairly simple project, but I think it's a really nice one because there's a lot you can do with it. Yes, there's just flat baubles. They are simple to make, but you can hang them in your tree or use them as a face wash pad because they are cotton. Or if you make them one round bigger, they'll be big enough to put under your cup of coffee as a coaster. So there you go, even more possibilities with just the one pattern. So I am using the Rico Ricorumi cotton, and for the loops I'm always using grey. Okay, so any project I am going to do, I am always going to try and use the grey because that will sort of tie it all together a little bit. So the grey is number 38. And then I have a selection of bright colours which I just fancied and which I liked, and I thought they would be a nice contrast in my tree. This one, the blue one, is the colour 031, the yellow is the colour 006, and the orange is the colour 024. And today we are going to be using this colour 016. And this is the one that we are going to use to make our bauble. And I am going to use a 3 hook. I'm going to get started by making my slip knot any way I can, or any way you can. Insert your hook, close it round your hook, and then start with making 4 chains. There we go. Then go back to the first chain and pick up like so into the chain, and you pull through both loops on your hook, closing up your circle. Now we are going to chain 2 and we are going to do double crochets. Now double crochets, that's the American terminology, treble crochets for UK terminology. So you yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And we are going to make 11 double crochets like this, but we need 12 V's going around our work. So the 12th V I make with my slip stitch. The slip stitch will then lie over my chain that I did to start with, and that will be my 12th double crochet, or at least my 12th V. So I will see you when you have done your 11 double crochets. I have done my 11 double crochets, so I count back from the hook 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Then I have another V there, and I have the 2 chains right there. So this 11th V, that is the one that we are going to use to go under and do our slip stitch, and then we have 12 V's going around the edge of our work. Now we are going to chain up 2, disregard the chain for now, go into your first V, and we are going to do 2 double crochets in each stitch around. In UK terms, that means obviously that you're doing 2 trebles in each stitch around. So I will see you when you have done 2 double crochets in each stitch, except of course when you get to this stitch here, you only put 1 double crochet in, because of course this chain is going to count as our second one. I will see you when you get there. So I have put my last double crochet in the stitch where that chain is coming out of. I'm skipping the chain, going under the V there, and I am doing a slip stitch. You should now have 24 V's going round the edge of your work. Now you chain up 2, and the same thing again, we are going to disregard the chain until the end. Then you are going to go into the very first stitch and do a double crochet. Then in the next stitch you're going to do 2 double crochets. And then you repeat this pattern. 1 double crochet, next stitch 2 double crochets. So the ratio is 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. So I will see you at the end of the round when you have put your first one in with the chain. So I got to the end of my round, putting the last double crochet in with the chain. The chain is going to be skipped, going under that V there, pull it closed and do a slip stitch. Now this is the end of my bauble, but if you wanted to do another round and turn it into a coaster, then you have to do another round of increases. So you do 2 chains, and then your ratio is 1, 1, 2. Okay, that's what you keep repeating, 1, 1, 2 all the way round, and then your coaster will be a little bit bigger than this bauble. Next we are going to take the grey yarn, and we are going to make a slip knot, insert your hook, close it round. Now obviously you have to sew in the ends, right? But I am just going to get started. I am going to just anywhere basically pick up a V and get started on doing a single crochet, or in UK terms a double crochet, and you do 4 in a row, and that's just about wide enough for the little loop that we are going to create. Then you chain up 1, you turn your bauble. Now this chain does not count as a stitch, so you go into the first stitch here, you do a single crochet into the second stitch, into the third, and into the fourth, and once again chain up 1, turn your work, and into the first stitch, second, oops, and the third, and the last one. Okay, so that is 3 rows. I think I did I do 3 rows here? I think so, yeah. I mean, you could do more, but I think 3 is just about sort of the look that you want to get. Then you chain, turn, you slip stitch into the first stitch, slip stitch into the second stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chains. Again, it depends on how many, what the size of loop that you fancy basically. Then you go back to that stitch here where you did your last slip stitch. So in number 2 you slip stitch, and then you do a slip stitch into number 3 and into number 4. And that has created our loop. Then you cut off your yarn and you finish your bauble by sewing in your ends. Make sure you keep your grey into the grey and of course your colour into the colour. So if you wanted these more in a Christmas colour, of course, do them in red and in greens or in gold or whatever colour you fancy. But you can now also decorate them a little bit more or put some buttons on or whatever. But I think they are a nice basic pattern for us to get started on our Christmas Advent calendar. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye! If you are new to my channel or you haven't yet subscribed, please find the red subscription button and click on it. It is free. You will then see a bell sign. Click on that too, so you are notified of every new video I upload. You can also find links to my social media right above that.